Another thing, with that anti-ignite, you gotta double down with Jarvan ganks on Orianna. So I need to see them 2v1 the mid lane.
All right, we're jumping into our game right now, guys. Let's see what kind of defense we're gonna see here at the level 1.
And it looks like line of scrimmage here. As we see all 10 members meet each other in the river for some waves and maybe some emotes if we're lucky.
If we're lucky. We do like to see a little bit of that friendly banter going on in games.
Yeah, in the pro play they love doing it, and the casters just love it, and I would probably love it if I saw it. If it was appropriate.
So we do see this ward for York sticking, so they do have vision of the Raptor area.
Yeah, and the fact that Jarvan hits it and recalls doesn't mean much, but that's a really nice ward in the sense that if Jarvan wants to red and then gank mid, he will have to walk around it, you know? And when you're in an Ignite Annie lane, you don't want Jarvan ganking you while you're level 1 and you're trying to get like your third minion.
Yeah.
Not exactly ideal for Orianna, so that ward helping her out. And you could see Jarvan actually walk over and scan it, but that won't happen because there's not enough time. Orianna looking to push here. Annie could let Ori walk the lane into her and set something up with Jarvan. And now we have an opposite side start from the junglers. So last game it was mirrored. This time it's opposite. Jarvan starting red. Usually you want to look for, or not usually, but oftentimes if you're starting red, you look for level 2. But I think Jarvan knows he's kind of.
So he did skip that Raptor camp. Is that because the ward was down? He's trying to avoid being spotted on vision there, or
not only
just
that,
because
but
his clear path?
His clear path is you want to get level 3 as fast as possible, and the way to do that with Jarvan is killing both buffs and then Grom. And then now you're on the map, you're level 3, and you need to make an impact at that stage of the game. If you're not, then why did you pick Jarvan to begin with? If you're going to clear every camp, you would rather be on something like Graves, Karthus, or like Lilia, I think, is another one who's good at that.
Yeah, so personally I have not seen the Lilia yet. I have seen Yone in some of my own games, but I have no idea, honestly, what her abilities are or how she's played or even what role she goes into. So
this is not like a cliche like joke. I'm pretty sure no one knows what she does yet still. I was watching Dardoch play on her, and like even the pro players are just like getting clapped by her because she's so fast. She just runs you down. I've had it happen to me times where I'm like, I cannot get away from this champion. She just like runs me down. Other games, she does absolutely nothing, and that tells me the player base does not know.
Still don't fully
does.
understand what her role is as a champion.
And she's gonna be low key like underrated underground for many patches because of the release of Yone. Like nobody's spamming this Lilia champion except the pros whose coaches are making it. But we see a 2v2 in the top side. Set with the punches down, but his W's not up. Mundo will get first blood, and is that 2 for 0 for?
Oh, but we see the TP coming
in. Flash out. Oh, Annie flash W will miss, but Jarvan with another EQ goes down to Renekton, gives the kill over to Annie, so 2 for 1.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
Yeah, man, really nice play by Kent State.
So Flash is down on the Renekton and the Ori here, as well as the Mundo and Annie. So Flash is coming out for both sides there.
Yeah, and I failed to see exactly what set that up and why there was even a contest at Krugs, but we see Renekton traveling through the mid lane. Not sure where Chicken Delivery's going, but he is
with the Hex Flash.
Baiting into the Hex Flash from the set. Chicken Delivery will kill the Annie. The whole time it was a bait. It looked so obvious that it was like, I was like, what is he even doing? Will stun as Jarvan is in EQ.
Like yeah.
Hey, it works.
The bait working flawlessly right there.
When you see Renekton running through your mid lane towards bot side, it's kind of like, do you chase him or? Yeah, not sure, but gotta say 200 IQ by Chicken Delivery to set that up and kind of bait the Annie in. But you know what? Annie getting that early kill is on blasting one. I'm pretty sure her 6 is still gonna feel great. So I'm looking to see a solo Bolo explosion in the mid lane.
A solo Dolo explosion.
Solo Bolo.
Solo Bolo.
It's a streamer coin term, the Baus. I don't know. I was trying to think of something, quirky to say.
Wow.
Hey, it worked.
It did. And we did see a little
bit. It's like
that
Renekton play in the mid. It's
yeah,
like,
it did
what
work.
Is he doing with
it
this?
It was unexpected, but it worked out
like,
flawlessly.
What is he doing with this? But then it works. So, okay, we see a bit of a neutral lane state. And Jinx so far kind of unharmed. You're happy if you're Kent State here to get the delivery man, his creeps, and his farm. And here's where we see the Renekton has full control of the Mundo here.
Yeah,
So,
freezing the wave near tower, clearing the
it will
the
bounce.
river of wards.
This wave will eventually bounce, but he's going to slow push it. And you see Set on his half of the map. Recalling while Kent takes Drake. If you're Set, stop your recall once they Drake. Okay, he doesn't. Because Renekton's stacking a wave against Mundo that Mundo can't contest. You can like double stack this wave and then dive with the Set, and it's absolutely free.
Knowing
unless
that
Mundo gets
knowing
6.
that the rest of their team is bot side.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
or the
As
Jarvan,
soon as
sorry.
that Drake goes down, you stop your recall, you just run top and dive. The only way this doesn't work is if Mundo hits 6, but Mundo, a champion that uses health as a cost to use abilities, so if he face rolls his keyboard while he's getting dove, he'll actually give up like 300 HP, and I still think the dive is doable. But Set opting the recall, and I didn't get to see his health or gold, so maybe he,
We do see both junglers now just taking their taking their clears, clearing up a little bit of vision.
Yep, staying on the map. We saw Annie. This is a bit of a face-off. Like, yeah, really nice spacing by Luigi Mash.
So the Annie ult coming in, I think, was...
This will be a 1-for-1, I think. Yeah.
Can you
2-for-1. We see Renekton roam down, and Set will land the E on a Jarvan, who needs to EQ out right this moment, but it'll be a 2-for-1. The Annie ult did whiff, and the way the Annie was...
Let's see if we pull this replay up, if we've caught the right section of it, but I'm just wondering, like, what was the thought behind that Annie ultimate? It didn't hit the stun. Was that kind of a desperado play? You know, she's really low. She knows the teammate's coming in. Ori has no mana. She's just dropping what she can to get the damage out for the kill.
Yeah, it is, because it's basically if you stun Ori at all, Jarvan comes in, you probably kill her. But Annie was like half HP walking past minions. Kind of made it obvious for Luigi to call the play out, I think. I think Luigi called the Annie play before it even happened. And I said really nice spacing by Luigi because he was just outside that Tibbers. So really nice footwork from Luigi to keep his champion model outside
Was
of
that
that
it?
range.
Was the stun up, or did he dodge it?
I'm not sure. I thought he dodged it. If the stun isn't up, then it's just a misplay by the Annie. Or maybe she queued a minion on accident, and then was like, shit, I'll just drop Tibbers. But either way, what do you know? The game is pretty even at this point. And Annie kind of doing what you would expect. 2 kills for herself, but also 2 deaths. These bot lanes.
We are looking at much more even farm here up in the top lane.
Yeah.
And like last game, same for the rest of the lanes. It's looking pretty close in the CS.
Yep, we see a bit of a look here from the Jarvan on bot lane. So, here's what I think. If you're in a lane where bot is shaking hands to just farm and bouncing waves back and forth, if you're Condrex, you stack... Okay, wait. We might see a 4-man...
We do see she does get spotted out by the pink ward here, but and the flash
Annie
coming
flash,
out.
2-man Tibbers, 2-man Cataclysm, 2-man Bard Q, and both kills going over to the carries of Kent State, and that is, man, the CC layering on multi-members.
Pretty flawless execution there.
Really
she
nice.
did get the flash ult down perfectly. Let's pull that play up and take a second look at that.
Yeah, and nothing much to say, but let's just give this another look. They layer everything, kind of the way we were talking about a bit. Once Jarvan gets him in that Cataclysm, Jinx can send the rocket over. And another kill to Annie and one to Jinx. Will it be a problem that this is not a Jinx protect comp, or do they all just go ham and go forward and win that way?
What do you think? What if you're gonna guess on what this team, how they want to play this? Because again, like, do we agree? I think they should have picked up that Lulu and not the Mundo on that pick there. And
well, as much as you might agree with that, I think York failed to draft the threat to actually get on the Jinx. Renekton will clap the Jinx in mid-game, but with the help of her teammates, after like 2 items, that's a champion you can deal with.
Yeah,
Set, I would say about the same thing.
Yeah, as the Jinx?
Yeah, Jinx is... My point is Jinx is not that afraid of the enemy comp, so you can maybe get away with the Bard here instead of the Lulu.
Okay, I see.
See a pretty free 2v1 dive here with Oriana as opposed to Set. Set is there, so they might look to Herald, and we could be seeing a trade of neutrals here.
Yeah, we do have the Infernal Drake coming up in 20 seconds, so maybe they're going to look for a play here before taking that dragon.
Yeah, bad time to get stunned by Bard. Oh, we talked about the cross map play. You see Set.
Double TP coming in here.
Okay, so Set is on Herald during all this. That's what's kind of crazy. But the Oriana TP will come in and will be matched. I think Red...
Mundo TP as well.
Okay. Yeah, and a disengage while... So now Set takes Herald. He was going to run it top, but it's actually going to come down to Drake because they can contest. And we could see a 5v5. A huge Annie bush play. Oh my goodness, that burst damage. Good night, the fight's over. The Drake goes to Kent.
I mean, unbelievable burst there coming out. You know, give her 5 more seconds. She was going to start getting that stun ready, but it did not even matter. Instantly, I mean, what was that? Just the W, half health on the Jinx or on the Ashe. Let's pull that up and take another look at that.
Yeah, so you see Fog of War just very important here. Oh, this is a kind of the aftermath.
Yeah, all right, here we go. Not sure why, but we are getting a section of the end of our highlights playing before it restarts, but
yeah, you're right. So the burst there on the Annie, the play is already over. You walk into Annie and Fog of War, there is no play to be had. But we see a tussle on the bottom half of the map where Kent State feels comfortable with their mana advantage.
Here it comes one more time. Let's see this damage. They're walking up, and boom, there goes Jinx.
Yeah, so there is a stun, and it goes right on to Ashe.
Ashe, yeah.
And Lulu not there with the peel, so... Yeah, I mean, look at the gold, though. Again, it's really
it's still
500
really
gold.
Close. Only one tower down. Though this game we are seeing, you know, from that first tower, people are getting the tower plating gold. In the match before, we weren't seeing towers go down until, what was it, 16 minutes?
Yeah, first tower went down at like 16 minutes.
Definitely some objectives being taken a little earlier this game. Kent State having 2 dragons, the Mountain Drake and the Infernal Drake here. So it's looking pretty good for them.
2 nice ones to get early. This does mean the Soul is, I believe, Ocean for the 2nd game in a row. One thing I want to point out about what I'm seeing, in the top lane, Renekton, he's up. Okay, Bard engaged, onto the bot lane, followed up by Jinx traps. This looks to me like a 2v2. Who wins it? I think the Jinx wins it overall after they're trading autos back and forth. Jinx kites back and W's to kill instead of using autos, but a 2v2 top where they gang on Mundo. Mundo just goes straight down. Their Renekton is so massive right now at this stage of the game. It's really like, as Mundo, you're cross map. Your bot lane just got a kill. You need to kind of relax. You can't do anything to Renekton right now. But we see a follow-up play. Annie burst, flash, driving flash onto the Oriana, but she may be able to walk away. Probably not. Oh, but the Annie goes down on the back end. We see the Set. Oh, a 2 for 1.
Pretty good.
2 for 1, yes.
2 for 1. 2 for 1 there. It was a good play. Although, you know, I'm going to have to say Luigi here, if he were to have just kept kiting away, I think maybe he would have survived. And Set was going to pick up the kill anyway. Maybe a little bit of greed there, trying to pick up the kill for himself so he can get some gold on him.
Yep, that's a common scenario. It's like one guy just needs to click away, and the play will actually turn out better than if you try and do the hero play.
Yep.
But
and it does look like York is going to get a 2nd tower here in the mid lane.
Yeah, really
2nd
nice.
tower of the game, 1st tower mid.
I got a shout out to Flare Pyre for just absolutely popping off on this Set jungle once again. I
heard through the grapevine, or should I say chat, that it is Flare Pyre's birthday. So
word?
A shout out to him. Happy birthday,
Happy
my man.
birthday, and way to spend it with us here, putting on a clinic with that Set. How to 1-2 combo people over and over again.
And it does look like we had a bit of a reset here. They're clearing waves, clearing camps. So let's take a look at that play that we saw mid again.
Yeah, so a bit of a skirmish here. We see the Annie stun come down, and that should seal the fate for the Oriana. But like you're saying, if she just runs...
Barely getting out with that flash there from the Jarvan ult.
Yeah, you see her. She walks back in twice. I think you're right. If she just runs there, she might be okay. And I need to highlight, Renekton just completed Bork, and that tells me he wants to side lane against the Mundo.
Okay.
So he'll be going Bork Cleaver, where Mundo cannot stop him.
So that's kind of
period.
something we had talked about as far as the
Split pushing.
strong player. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yeah. So with this, Renekton is the type of champ, he can meatball and he can split push. So if you get a matchup like Dr. Mundo where Cleaver, Executioners, and Bork
You just pick on
means
'em?
you stomp lane, yes, you can play 4-1 with that. But if you need to just be a big body and deal some damage in team fights, Renekton also fills that role. But when you go Bork, it tells us that he wants to side lane. With the Mundo. It also tells us he wants to hard carry the game because Renekton with Bork, probably one of the strongest one-item champs in the game. Renekton Bork, I would say.
Yeah, so we do see on the side of Ken, bot lane is definitely in a position where maybe they can scale and start taking that Jinx and making the plays. But then on the side of York, we're seeing top
Backslash
side.
over. The set is on to Annie, who at this point is just dead. Firepower.
Not much of a
birthday.
chance there for her. 3v1 situation, not much to say.
Yeah, so like you're side laning with Ignite and you're crossing river and you don't have enough vision to deal with the set Hex Flash, which is just pretty brutal, not gonna lie. It's not like there are many roam threats on the side of York, but set with Hex Flash is certainly one of them. So hats off again to Flarepire for just finding that. He seems to be there right when he needs to.
So we do have Ocean Drake up right now, and they are looking around here.
Yeah, so fighting over control of Drake, clearing out vision.
Pretty standard here.
If you clear this vision out and have control of the river and get your Annie in there, it's really
We're
hard to
looking
contest.
at the same scenario that we had just saw about 5 minutes ago, and
What
it's gonna
York
be a
has
really
going for
tough
them?
situation for them.
Yeah, most definitely. What York has going for them is this. This is actually diveable. It will soon be diveable for the
Oh, and
Renekton.
big damage
Ooh.
coming out on the Lulu there.
Yeah, see, so she's just going to bush camp and say, walk into me, I'm Annie.
Yeah,
but
I think it's going to look like this dragon is probably going to go over to the side of KSU. That damage going down on the Lulu. You've got the Renekton top lane. Like, you don't really have the presence to try and fight over this Drake.
Yep, you're definitely right. And I maybe would have called steal and chill. So you send your jungler in to look for the steal, and everybody else plays back. That's if you're choked out and you really don't want to give third over, because third, that's just a looming death threat to get that Ocean Soul onto champions like Mundo, man.
Yeah.
Champions like
Oh,
Jarvan.
yeah, that is a scary scenario for them.
And, you know...
They really need to prioritize this next dragon.
Yep, everything will happen at the next Drake, I think. Everyone will be there. Renekton cannot afford to split when Fort Drake comes up, because they could just say, okay, take our turret, we'll TP Mundo up, we'll 5v4, and we'll get Soul, and then Soul for a turret. That's not worth.
Maybe let's take a little look at some of the items here. I was taking a look myself, but, honestly, I think that's more somewhere where you can comment on and say, like, where these power spikes or and whatnot are coming out through item.
Yeah, as we see Luigi kind of go down in the same fashion that Annie did previously. It just seems like these mage players don't understand exactly where to be in a side lane to get the most
too far
farm.
up without the tower, without vision. They had one pink. She had one pink ward down, not enough. The Jarvan can
Dash
clear too
arrow
much
misses.
space in such a short time that.
Yeah, and again, kind of having to use TP just to back the Renekton off of the Annie, because she was a bit far up. And now we have a split map situation where it's Annie Mundo against the Renekton, which means this should be 3v.
Oh, we see the Renekton TP coming out here.
Okay, so now once Renekton gets here, it all changes. This is, I think, where York makes the play to actually win the game. Renekton needs to get on Jinx. He will flash. He gets on her. The one shot's not quite there, and now he's decent to deal with for Jinx after that initial burst. So they kite the fight out, but blue team will actually win this. York will take down Jarvan and go ahead and grab the Herald. Really,
so the thing here, though, is
if
they
you
need
look
to
at-
get down to bot lane and defend this tower.
Exactly. I was just going to say, if you look at the bot lane, it's still Annie and Mundo there. So will they be able to trade inhib
Looks
turret
like they're gonna take
for
this tower.
Herald? I think I'm okay with that if I'm Kent State. We have a 2v2 situation where
So Annie's got a lot of
they
damage. here.
burst
Oh, and-
Renekton.
oh
my goodness. That's what happens when you go Bork and you expect a team fight and you don't have ult. you're a bad champion in that situation if you have Bork.
Yeah, and because of that, they're now going to get this inhib as well. If he just had stalled that out, kept his distance from the Annie, they probably could have defended that. As we just saw, Oriana was on her way. It would have been a 2v3, and that inhibitor would still be alive.
Yeah, just not expecting the burst there. If you're playing Renekton, you don't really expect to be one-shot by the enemy mid, but it is Annie. It's something we don't see very often, but I see it in solo queue every now and then. I think she's abuse-worthy and can get you some free LP. She's just, a bit redundant. But, hey, when you're on stage like this, you get those dubs at any cost. It does not matter. So, shout out to Straight Poner putting on another impressive performance. And the delivery man and Condurex are actually quietly proving me wrong with this whole Lulu pick thing.
Yeah.
And I'll happily accept that because it's on them to execute, and they're doing it, and that's something I always like to see.
Yeah, so who is a scarier threat as far as these two scaling ADCs go? Including the support picks. Let's talk about the bot lane in general, not necessarily the ADCs.
Well, are you okay? We see it, Bardal on the Ashe, as we talked about.
Exactly
it's
what you
always
said.
Free setup. Annie will skip her way on over, and Counter-X will KS really hard.
So Annie did have Tibbers up there, but she didn't need it. So.
It does not need it. Yeah, when Ashe can be isolated like that, you just shot Bardal on her face, and then she goes down.
So let's take a look at that again. I mean, we had talked about this during the Champ Select. Something we kind of predicted as far as the plays went with the Bard Annie combo. So
when you draft Bard, it's on that Bard player to do Bard things, and Condurex is doing that and more. And if you draft Bard and your Bard does not do Bard things, it's an awful pick. So shout out to Condurex again because really nice pick. We kind of laid it out what it looks like, but to actually execute, that's often the difference between winning and losing games.
Mm-hmm.
And back to your point, who's more of a threat?
Well, we may see a fight coming out here again, so hold that thought. We do see both teams getting set up here. Are they aware? I didn't see the vision there, but I'm not sure they're aware that Kent State is in
there's no reason for them to actually walk into that quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no play other than... Well,
so they do have suspicion here. They're trying to get some vision down. She is throwing out the W.
I take that back. Yeah, Drake is spawning in 2 seconds, so there is a reason, but there was nothing on the map at that time, so to face check there would be a little crazy. Renekton wins this. Don't be fooled by the HP bars at all. What Muno wants to do is get Renekton ult and an all-in before Drake comes up, because that kind of guarantees their 4th Drake.
Okay.
So if you're Mundo, you are baiting Renekton, and that's why he didn't ult
Lulu walking into the Annie here, not looking good. Oh, and the flash comes out.
Yeah, now we have a 5v4. Renekton needs to come down, but nope. 4th Drake. Soul will go to Kent State.
With the ult, but it's not enough.
Yeah, Ashe could be out of position here. It looks like total domination. You can't be in the side lane. Like, if you are chicken delivery, you needed to be at this play, I think, to start it. You can't let your team just give up soul because now the game looks so uphill.
Yeah. I think he's banking too much on the split that we were talking about with his build, trying to keep the pressure on this Mundo.
Yeah, but at the same time,
he didn't have the TP up there, so he would have had to prepare much sooner for that play.
Yeah, you're right. I think without TP, you should not be in that side lane, and we are holding him responsible for having such a high rank and his leadership that we heard about. We're holding him accountable because he is such a high rank. I think he should have been there at that play.
He's the familiar face on the team. The rest of the guys are new faces.
Definitely.
I guess we didn't necessarily find out if those guys had already had competitive experience or if they played together previously. But
yeah. But at the same time, if your Lulu dies for free while you're in a side lane, you're almost optionless.
Looks like Bard getting caught out of position here.
Yeah, really unfortunate death for Bard. It's this is a result of switching the sides of map that you have control on, right? So they just had vision control of the bot half of the map to get that Drake. Now they want to go play top half of the map. You need to be more careful when you're switching halves of the map that you're playing, not to walk into a Renekton who is a hungry gator.
Of course.
So yeah, next time, Condurex, when you're switching... oh, sorry, I'm not going to even do that. But yeah, when you switch the halves of the map that you're playing, you need to be extra careful when you're clearing out your vision.
So looking like maybe they're looking to make a play here. It is a 2v3. I don't think they're going to be able to dive these two. They're too big, but...
Well, I think here it's all about Jinx In my opinion, I think once Jinx, like, yeah, they're
Oh,
playing
they're going to go
Baron.
ahead and start the Baron here.
Yeah, this is a pretty manly Baron start here.
He gets tagged with the Jinx W.
Yep, and just
With the second time, okay, the ult's going to come out.
see how this Renekton and Set are pretty easy for the Jinx to deal with. They're not like dive on you threats. They can kind of get poked and chipped away and just kite it out. It's just
Yeah,
not threatening
and
enough.
Set going down there. One of their main threats. He was 5-1. He's given up some bounty gold there as well.
Yeah, this is a pretty classic chokeout scenario where, yes, Bard did go down, but they eventually did get control of the river, and now you need to walk into this team with a fed Jinx and a scary Annie, and they actually probably they can't single file and walk in together because you know, what if Annie is waiting around the corner? So pretty optionless for York there. And
it looks like maybe KSU, the plan is working out like they wanted, and they may be looking to choke out York here and take this game. I mean, they have 4 Drakes. They just got the Baron. You know, they're not up that much in gold. It's only about 3K, but...
Yeah, but you know what? They have so many ways to win this game. They can win because they have Soul. They could just randomly win. They could win because they have a Jinx who just completed her rapid fire cannon. That's 3 items. That can just auto win you the game. They could play Elder. They could split the map. Well, no, they wouldn't want to split the map. They could play to the next Baron if they wanted. Like, they could either go Elder or just end with Jinx, basically.
Yeah, and
so,
you know, I actually completely forgot, but they do have an open inhibitor down on bot side.
Yeah, so you could 5-man that.
With the Baron.
Yep, yep. Usually you want your Baron in as many lanes as possible, but when you're playing, you have a Mundo who does not want to be alone in the side lane with Renekton. You just 5-man at this point, and I would play mid and bot here. So maybe send 1 champion bot to just buff those minions and create a presence, a threat. Send the team mid to bring that wave in, and then rotate to the inhib and take it for free. So we do see that they are sending their team mid, getting hits on the mid turret for free. And yeah, if you're York, you don't contest that. And then you can rotate your team bot and look at this inhib, where I think York might even contest them, but that's probably something that Kent is willing to see how it shakes out. But nevertheless, you are 100% taking control of this quadrant with your Barn and your Annie, and this is like part of how we see the choking out happen.
Yeah,
it happens
here they are.
in this jungle
They're kind of
quadrant.
split bot mid with this Baron, looking to get that inhib down there.
Yeah, exactly. This is just how you want to see it play out if you're the coach for Kent State. You split the bot in the mid. I like that they're not paying any attention to top.
Ashall gonna miss.
The Flash Tibbers on the Ash. The fight could be over, but that's a pretty big shockwave. We'll have to see. Keep your eyes on Jinx. If she can get rockets down here, she'll turn the fight right now, and that's what's going to happen. Too much follow-up. You see the Ocean Drake at work. Like, these members are all full HP, and that's game.
Yeah, and that's going to be game. What a play coming out right there from Kent State. It did look like, you know, maybe for a second there, the shockwave was going to turn that play, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. While we're looking at this end here, let's pull up that play again and take a look at that.
Yeah, so we missed the Annie Tibbers. Actually, we might see it in a few seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So look out for the Annie Tibbers here. That pretty much ends the game. So game-winning play to straight Poner 12. And a nice shockwave, but the Ocean Soul just is so ridiculous. It heals them back up, and then you have Jinx Rockets coming in for AoE crits of like up to 1k at 3 items, and you just can't, you can't stand up to that. Your front line, your Renekton and